Hello, I'm reading a handy resource for parents and teachers who care. It's called How to Discipline Children Without Feeling Guilty by Harris Clemens and Reynold. Chapter 3. Undisciplined parents will have undisciplined children. Disciplined parents, that is, those who are consistent, reasonable, and communicate directly and clearly, can create a system and be models for children. That will encourage the children to be self disciplined. The chief reason that children who have problems don't change is that their parents don't change in the way they handle the problems. Many parents try to force their children to act appropriately without really considering the cause or nature of the behavior that they are attempting to change. Most people learn about being parents by reference to the models that they saw in their own upbringing. What they learned was from the perspective of a child. Their perspective as parents is different, and it's hard making the shift. Parents who see the need for change may feel that they are admitting they've been mistaken in the way they handled the problem previously. Basing the way we handle our children on what we experience as children has inherent dangers. The chief one rests on the fact that our children are different from us, just as we are different from our parents. While it is true that we have many similarities to our parents, just as our children have many similarities to us, it is the differences that are important. Sometimes the way we model our own parental behavior is also affected by the reactions that we had to that behavior. In other words, there were things that our parents did to us that we didn't like. Sometimes, instead of really understanding our reactions to our parents, we simply do the same things to our children, often because we don't know what else to do. You might try to think about how your parents handled you in various situations and determine whether you feel it was appropriate to you as a child. If it was, use the technique because it may work for your children. If it was not, then be ready to change from the way your parents handled you so that you can create a better situation with your own children. The need to justify one's behavior, thus placing the problem in or on the child, and one of the is one of the chief blocks to parents in acting appropriately with their children. Parents who are unwilling to see themselves as the source of the problem are inclined to believe that their children have deep-seated psychological or emotional disorders and come to a counselor or therapist in hopes that this belief will be confirmed. In reality, most children's behaviors does not imply emotional disorder, but rather an attempt by the child to deal in the best way he knows how with a situation maintained by his parent. Some parental resistance is simply a consequence of inertia. This means that the parent's usual way of reacting is so much a habit that any suggestion to change fails because of the common human tendency to maintain old habits. Most parents maintain old habits not because of bad will, but rather out of laziness or lack of self discipline. Many parents plead that they have tried everything possible to change a child's behavior. What they don't realize is that the way they have tried things, not the things they have tried, has not worked. Most children's problems involve some game that they are playing with their parents. The child has manipulated or controlled the parents' responses in certain ways. Many parents feel that looking at the problem in this way puts them and the child in a bad light, and thus they resist. This manual proposes a method which can help parents deal with a child's manipulation.